What up? What up? What up? Give me a link, Charlie, if you can hear me loud and clear. Yes, sir. Bob. Only hours left for Prime Day 2024. Do you feel like they're done taking your money yet? Do you feel like they're done taking the dough? Hopefully everybody had a good evening, had a good day, wherever you are in the world. Maybe you're starting your day, maybe you're across the pond, across the seas, whatever the case may be. I do appreciate everyone kicking the door in nonetheless. Mike and Ike's EDC, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. Man, that's a big comment on my face. Let me bring you down a little bit, my G. Appreciate you kicking the door in again, man. You know, make sure you join the Discord as well, man. That's I announced it to the folks in there first. Discord is themarinex.com/discord. One of my mods, if you could throw the link in the chat, themarinex.com/discord. You know, that's kind of where we get down, man, and we kind of just share the different things that we got, different things that we purchased, all that good stuff whenever we get the opportunity, right? So you might be able to jump in here, just kind of show your pocket dumps and stuff like that. Matter of fact, let me see what y'all had going on today. The real Chris Brown was rocking some type of Gerber. I can't tell what it is. He got a bit driver slash, it's like a little multi-tool on the right there. Then the Sofrin SC28. Sofrin just sent me a couple of flashlights. I need to check those things out. That's not bad. That's not bad. Nalgene bottle, staying nice and hydrated. Oceans with no end. Okay, so some kind of Seiko watch. Got a wee banter. I don't know if it's a big banter or regular banter. Looks like a tactile turn. Pen. It looks like a Travax wallet. Okay, nice little rock out, man. I like these like practical carries. These practical carries. Once we get some more folks in here, we're going to talk about what I carry today, the things I picked up, last minute deals that you might want to pick up and grab. marinex.com/discord, just in case you find some, you know, some things that you want to snag. Now, the last few minute things that I think might be good to snatch up. The pin description is going to be my Prime Day curated list of items, things that I've even added more stuff. I've even, you know, I've dipped my own toe into the well. I've dipped my own toe into the well. We'll talk about some of the stuff that I picked up Prime Day. I didn't go overboard, okay? At least not for the everyday carry stuff. I did buy a door for my house. The door is normally priced $1,800. It was $500 off. So that was the biggest purchase. I bought a door, a French door that I'm gonna have to install. I have to build the wall, then I have to install the door itself. I have to cut the hose. It's a lot. So it's some work. It's some work. But we'll talk about some EDC and man cave related stuff that I picked up, because, you know, that's kind of what we're here for. Let's see who else is here before I kind of jump into what I picked up. Prime Day sales be good. Hold on, let me change this real quick, because it can't keep just being all up in my face like this. Let's make this smaller. There we go. All right, he says Prime Day sales be good, and I keep telling myself 100% when I don't need to spend any money. Hey, listen, sometimes it just be like that, man. Whenever you track these prices and you decide like, hey, I'm just gonna go for it, you just kind of go for it. Doris 19, thanks for kicking the door in. Says loving the content. Appreciate you. We appreciate that, man. Gemini, what up? 605, I see you outside, man. Salute from Ohio. You know I'm from Cleveland. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. Matter of fact, I got a gang of people from Cleveland coming in within hours. Some people are on the road. Some people are flying in tomorrow. I need to edit my video tonight so it can post, because I'm not going to be editing over the next couple of days. Literally kicking the door in, says Mr. Field 1969. Thanks for kicking the door in as well. Evil Elvis, what up, man? Thanks for kicking the door in. Long time subscriber, been with me for a few years, man. I appreciate that. Go Army, says Jay. Okay, sir, nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. Webb, you made me buy 5 alpaca. Stop bullying me, Webb. Stop bullying me. Bro, I just showed you the sauce, man. You had to pull the trigger. You know what I'm saying? I just showed you the sauce. You had to pull the trigger. Stay angry. Lightning's in the door as well. I see you outside, man. Thanks for kicking the door in. Let's go, says Lee Jones. What up, man? Thanks for kicking the door. And Tater Dom. Reminder, hit that Q colon if you want me to see your question or your comment. And I do appreciate that stuff as well. Listen, Dayton. Oh, that's, I got some folks out there in the Dayton area as well, man. Appreciate you kicking the door in. Listen, let's talk about some of my pickups. Some things that I kind of like wheeled and deal for myself. All right, so first thing is I did end up, now this is not really EDC related per se. This is the Samsung, let me bring you in a little bit. the Samsung T7 Shield. I had to get another hard drive for myself, guys. Like, you know, I do YouTube crap, but I work in a garage, and I was using these Samsung T7s that didn't have a shield around it, and I kept dropping this shit on the floor, bro. Let me zoom in some. I kept dropping it on the floor, and I did not want to damage my, you know, whether it's work stuff or YouTube stuff. I didn't want to damage it. So the actual Samsung's T7s actually went on sale for a pretty good price. So they're normally $284, and I was able to grab a cream color for $142. So it's still on the special. I added it to my Prime Day list. This is EDC stuff. I don't expect for y'all to pick this up. I thought it was a slamming good deal. I've been following this for a long time, so it kind of just made a whole lot of sense, you know what I'm saying, and all that good stuff. Jason, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. We appreciate that, man. So yeah, I got the T-Shield. So I'm excited I picked this thing up. Hopefully give me like another layer of protection. How well is the protection going to be? I don't know. We shall see. We shall see how well the protection is. Hey, listen, the thing I was most excited about, though, hands down, had to be the Nikkor. This is the MT2A Pro. I keep getting that name wrong. The MT2A Pro. Now, I snagged this thing up. It was the lowest price that I've seen it since it released. It's been out for about a year. First time I saw this was on Gideon's Tactical. Shout out to Gideon's Tactical. It always hovered around $44, and one time it dropped to $43. And on Nikkor.com, you can use the code MarineX and get 10% off. And I was like, $4, yeah, you know. So I waited around for the deal for Prime Day, and it popped up. And if you were on the first live stream, you saw me buy this on the live stream. So I was able to snag this thing up, which I'm excited about. And the thing about this is, I'm glad I was able to get this because it actually uses like this long singular battery, which is the same shape as two AA batteries. So now if my battery happens to run out, I can just throw two AA's in here and continue to use this bad boy. It takes the place of my old pouch flashlight that I was rocking before this. And so Nikkor just came out with the M1, the MT1C Pro. These names are so, I need to know what these stand for, Nikkor, because your names are so complicated. They have to stand for something. But anyway, this was fatter. I still have this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I just went ahead and charged the battery, and it's just gonna get put away for now. So I thought that was a pretty good steal of a deal. So this thing was normally $44.95. I was able to snag it for $35.96. It's 1,000 lumens. Like I said, it uses this Nikkor battery, which is 1,600 milliamp hours. If that battery runs out, I can do one of two things. I can go to Nikkor and buy another one of those batteries, or a third-party option, or I can just throw two AA's in there. Now, two AA's may not get me 1,000 lumens. I think this said in the manual says if I use two AA's, I'm only going to get like 800 lumens. But it's like whatever. I love how it fits in my pouch. You know, I'm a big fan of all that type of stuff. I'm a proud boy. I'm a proud boy with that acquisition. All right. So the next thing I picked up, man, I had to pick up was now listen, this was a little bit of a cheesier purchase for me. This is the Atomic Bear Stealth Pen Pro Tactical Pen for self-defense. Listen, you guys would not believe how many questions I get on my YouTube channel from people who are like, hey, X, I see you got that tactile turn, right? You know, that tactile turn, like this tactile turn cost me $149. I use it every day. I use it all the time, right? And people will be like, I like the tactile turn. You know, I like that. But what do you think about those tactical pens? And I never owned one. I always just like reflexively shit on them, right? Well, this thing went on. It did get snatched up in a Prime Day. So I wanted to pick it up just to really give it a chance. I don't know how it's going to fit into my loadout. I'm going to give it a little bit of a chance. It has features on it that I think are cheesy, but some people might like, right? And maybe I will actually like the way it writes. Hopefully I can change out the pen. It does have like this ergonomical grip. I will give them that. The whole thing is made of polymer. So I can tell it's a polymer in there. It does have like this fast ink deploy system, like super fast, like the actual, it deploys really fast. The pocket clip is stainless steel. Like, wow. I won't lie to you. That was kind of unexpected. Like the pocket clip is made of stainless steel. The very top of it has a hidden glass breaker. I don't know when you would use that, but it doesn't, you know, I think it would look cheesy if it was always exposed, but they hid the glass breaker, and I actually kind of appreciate that. The very bottom of it, it's kind of hard to see, but the bottom of it is designed to gather DNA from somebody. So if you take this out and you're fighting with it or scraping with them, then you can actually gather DNA skin from somebody. Or it's a teeth it's a teeth grabber. If you hit somebody in the teeth hard enough, it'll knock someone's teeth out. So I'm like, you know, could I keep this in my pocket? Could I keep this in my EDC? Could I imagine keeping this? Currently my EDC pouch is this. You know, could it live here? It could. Right now there's a Zippo in there that's kind of impeding it from going all the way down. I could take that Zippo out. It could live in there. So, you know, I just wanted to pick it up and not just reflexively shit on these things, especially with the fact that I could change out the actual guts of this thing. It comes with a ballpoint, but if you want to, you know, if you like something else, roller or ink, whatever, if you like different options, maybe you want fine point or something like that, I think you should be able to swap it out. So this thing here is the Atomic Bear Stealth Pen Pro Tactical Defense. Look at this trash ass name, bro. Look at this trash ass name. It's normally $49.99. It went on Prime Day for $39.99. I was like, you know what? I'll roll the dice, bro. I'll roll the dice. It felt right. It felt right. So I went ahead and snatched it up. Maybe I'll do like a tactical EDC or something like that. I want to actually test this out and just to see how how reasonable it would be to use this bad boy. Okay, so something to think about. Something to think about. Is it going to be super useful? I don't know. The last thing I picked up, man, I actually got this sign. So I'm trying to get better with my cigar knowledge. I really am. So I got this cigar knowledge sign here. Zoom in a little bit for you. And it tells you about different cigar sizes, shapes, and colors. It tells you about the different leaves of a cigar. It tells you how to properly light a cigar. And I'm not like a super cigar snob, but I would like to treat my cigars a little bit better. Look at this, okay? How to smoke a cigar, how to light a cigar. I've been, you know, the anatomy of a cigar, the different ways you can hold a cigar, and it talks in the way you hold a cigar, what that says about you if you're around other cigar smokers. The different sizes and shapes. This is going to go in the man cave, okay? And then I knew about the anatomy of the cigar. I knew about the binder, the filler, the wrapper. I knew all that stuff already. But now I'm going to hang this thing up and really just try to get a better understanding of the makeup of the cigar as well. And I don't know where I'm going to put it in the man cave. It's made of some type of, I don't know. I think it's made of aluminum. It feels like it could be stainless steel. It just says that the material is metal. It just says that the material is metal. Okay, so you know, it is what it is. So cigar knowledge little sign is going to go into the man cave. This thing here, normally $12.99. It went on Prime Day for $7.18. It just felt right. It felt right. And let me tell you, every year I buy little cheesy stuff like this on Prime Day. Okay, like last year I bought this NAF's mouse pad, right? It's back on Prime Day this year, but this is a type of, I always give myself a cheesy item as well. So I got a NAF's mouse pad, which I use when I go live streaming on my other setup. And this is linked up as well. If you guys, this actually tells you just the different anatomy of a knife. And I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. You know, because I don't know everything about knives, the different blade shapes and the different locking mechanisms and different screws and all that type of stuff. So let me zoom out so you can see this a little bit better. So like I thought this would be a good, I got myself this, and this is machine washable. I need to throw it in the wash now. It has had a lot of cigar ash fall on top of it, but little nice mouse pad that I got from NAF's, that I got that last year. So that's something that's kind of like on deck this year. Hey, what is some of the stuff that you guys got? What's some of the stuff that you guys got? You know, it's super interesting to know, what did you guys, it says I bought a bunch of Ortega taco sauce because it was $2.40 a pound. bro, listen, if I die evil Elvis and you're good looking, shoot your shot at Mrs. X, bro. She like taco sauce. If I make tacos and we ain't got taco sauce, she won't eat that shit. But if you bring taco sauce, bro, if I'm dead and under the dirt, there's a chance she let you go 20 toes, bro. There's a chance Mrs. X might let you go 20 toes, bro. If I'm dead and under the dirt. Shoot your shot. Bring taco sauce. You never know what might happen. You never know. Sometimes you just gotta shoot your shot, man. Sometimes you gotta go for yours, man. If you see Mrs. X, if I'm dead and gone, you see her, bring taco sauce. There's a possibility that you might be able to shoot your shot. Let me know what else you guys picked up today. I would love to know that type of stuff as well. Let's see. Getting some work done, says Mike and Ice. Hey, the real Chris Brown, what up, man? Moderators. One of my 3 up in this thing. Appreciate that. Shane Gaming, what up, man? Thanks for kicking the door in as well. See you outside. Hopefully you're having a good one. Gemini says that sign is fire, bro. It kind of just jumped out at me, man. I'm always just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, chilling. Always just trying to find different stuff to like keep myself interested in when I'm out in the man cave. Also tough to get hot taco sauce, bro. I feel you. Check it with a magnet. Good idea. That's a good idea, bro. He says check the sign with a magnet. All right, let's see. So I got a Coast. Oh wait, I put up the wrong thing. I got this Coast. Yeah, okay. So it's not aluminum because this flashlight wouldn't stick on it. It's not. This flashlight would not stick on it if it was aluminum. That flashlight's a little bit too big. Do I have a smaller? Maybe this light. There we go. There you go. So we know it's not made of aluminium because it wouldn't do that. So there you go. So it's some type of metal. It's some type of metal. What else? What is type of stuff? Before we jump into some of these deals, man, I want to know the Kaiser Amicus for $31, says Matthew. Field trip. We're also gonna do some field trips today, man. We'll do some field trips. When I say field trips, that means I saw something in chat that kind of grabbed my attention. I want to look that shit up, bro. Something in chat that grabbed my attention. I want to look it up. All right, so I'm seeing the Amicus EDC, $31. If you want the G10 scale version, you can also get the Jade one with 9 CR18 MOV. Kaiser didn't really participate like wholeheartedly in Prime Day like I thought they would. I mean, if we look at my price history on this thing lives at $39. I mean, it's $31 today, but I can imagine this thing drop down to $31 again. All right, I can imagine that. I could imagine it happening again. But if you were able to snag that thing for 31 and you haven't seen that in a minute, then you already know it might be a good deal for you, man. Field trip, says Chris. Absolutely, man. As I broke down and got the Rovivon U4 Pro Plus titanium carabiner. Bro, do I have that? Hold on. Let me see. I might even have that thing. I might have that thing on deck. Hold on, wake my phone up real quick. I might even have that thing on deck. Let me see if I can. Because I like that little carabiner. And I think you're talking about this one right here. Yeah. So this is the I don't know if this is the Pro one. I think, yeah, this is the Rovivon U4 Pro titanium. Let me zoom in. This is a I like this carabiner because it does come in a pinch. If you need it real quick for whatever reason, it just has like all sorts of different features where you can hook something there. You can use this to hang the whole thing. But the biggest thing about it is that it does include if I can get it out, a bit driver and a knife. So the knife is on this side, which is like a box cutting monster. So if you want to keep your knife from being gunked up with your main knife from being gunked up with like box tape and stuff, use that thing. And then the other side has a bit driver, which you can tell I never pull out because I can't even get this shit pulled out. I'm push this button. There we go. All right, so it has a bit driver, which I never effing use ever. And full disclosure, Rovivon sent this shit to me. Other than I like it now that I own it, but it would be out of my character to purchase this because I don't normally carry a bit driver with me. A little ruler on there as well. I think it's made of titanium alloy. It's a pretty good looker. So it's a little interesting thing. I keep it in this pouch, just kind of like a just in case type of thing. I don't know if it'd be an immediate use item, but it's always there, just kind of ready to rock and roll. So yeah, man, that's a good pickup, man. You had a nice little pickup. How much? I saw it I saw it listed as a special. So if you were able to snag that for any type of deal other than normal, if you were able to get it less than $40, you got a good deal on that. I will say that if you were able to get that less than $40, you got a good deal on that. What was my favorite pickup? Says S1K. I would say it would be that cigar sign. I don't know. It's tough. It's between the cigar sign and this M2, the MT2A Pro. This mouthful. I'm gonna the Nikkor pencil light. I'm gonna call it that. Bought a cup holder for my life cycle bike because I'm a biscuit away. Listen, I'm 2 biscuits away, bro. I'm 2 biscuits away. I picked up the Rhino blade. You have it was $35. Hey, that Rhino, the Remit Rhino, bruh. The factory edge is great. The working edge is decent, but it's so easy to resharpen. That is the thing I like about it most, because I suck at resharpening knives. If you give me a recurve, it's a wrap. It's done. It's not getting resharpened. You might as well say the X got a recurve knife. He spent $84 on it, and it went dull, and he threw it away. Freaking idiot. I'm just saying. You see, I'm wearing a Randall's Adventures Company shirt. So listen, I know I did a video a few months ago where I was doing a bug out bag for one of my buddies, and my advanced survival kit by Essie had a big ass tear in it. I didn't realize it. And so as I'm going through the video, people are commenting on my video, and they're like, hey dude, you realize you got a people were like, you realize you got a tear in your bag. This is the bag right here. I'm like, no, I didn't see it. So I went through the warranty process, and I went through the warranty process under my real name, not under Marine X, because it says lifetime warranty. So I sent them a photo of the bag. I tell them what was going on. Mind you, I bought this in 2024. This kit is 3 years old, and they gave me no hassles, zero hassles. They said, yeah, we don't use that manufacturer anymore. The kit was 100% made in America, but we found a better manufacturer in Mexico for the bag, so we can't call the kit made in America anymore, but the bag is better, blah, 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 blah. They send me the bag. I immediately can tell the quality's better. I send them an email and say, hey, I actually run a YouTube channel. I reviewed this bag. I didn't want to tell you who I was. I appreciate the fact that you didn't make this warranty process a headache and a half. Then they send me some t-shirts because they appreciate the fact that I didn't, try to use my name for clout and shit like that. I said, man, I like Randall's Adventure Company. The fact that you can have that type of integrity where you stand behind a product and you didn't ask me, was it my fault that it ripped? We need to see, Pinky promise it was you, etc., etc. I like shit like that, bro. So yeah, so we rocking a shirt today just because of that type of stuff. Only thing I bought was some cheap canvas pouches and some stainless steel lock flat washers assortment. Hey, listen, those canvas pouches that you told me about, Mike and Ice, they're on the list. I've added them. Good catch on that, bro. I've added those to the list. Absolutely good catch on that. So some of those canvas pouches are here. As I mentioned before, anything that I'm talking about, I show you. The pinned comment will bring you to this page, and it's going to show you some items that are still available. You got like around 4 hours left in Prime Day to pick any of this stuff up. But what Mike and Ice was talking about, these wax canvas pouches, I love these things. The carabiner's complete shit. So don't think the carabiner is going to save your life, but the pouches themselves, what I like to do with them is keep my tools that stay in my truck. I'll put one bag full of screwdrivers, one bag full of like stuff for my drill driver, such as drill bits. I'll put one bag with pliers, and I'll just take Sharpie and write it right on the bag. You can't see the black bag, but the other bags, I write right in Sharpie. I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because they're $7.98. They do not rip. They do not tear. You want to put a pry bar in there, you want to put something very sharp in there, they're not going to rip through the bag. I love these bags. So I put them on my list as well. You can also keep small accessories in there. Anything that you see fit. $8. They're normally $9.99. I will buy them at full price, but even 20% off at $7.98 is a deal. A deal is a deal is a deal, is it not? So this is what Mike and Ice is referring to. These kind of like these tool pouches. These things are fantastic, even for like everyday carry and stuff like that as well. Let me know what else you guys picked up. We'll talk about some deals that are still remaining. Let's see. Chris says best high-end deal that I felt comfortable with was the EcoFlow, the portable power station Delta 2. Ooh wee, sir. First off, 479 is the best price that the EcoFlow Delta 2 has been, period. Chris, I will tell you this. Normally for a power station, $1 per watt hour is a fair and reasonable price. So my day job, I audit defense contractors, right? And I've been writing contracts. I started writing contracts in the Marine Corps. I've been writing contracts since 2006. Now I audit contracts. So I'm really, really good at doing analysis whether prices are fair and reasonable. So my determination is that high-end power stations, $1 per watt hour is a fair and reasonable price. So you just got 1024 watt hours. So a fair price on that will be $1,024. They sell that retail $999. The best price until you got it was $499. And then they dropped it to $479. That price is probably going to go down around Black Friday, I guess, because they just came out with the Delta 3 Pro. But the Delta 2 is so good. I have a Delta 2 behind me running an entire desk and running a 3D printer. The thing is fantastic. It's fantastic. So that was a really good steal, bro. Let me see. Is the EcoFlow still field trip? I wonder, is the EcoFlow, because the EcoFlow on Walmart was cheaper than it was on Amazon. And on their website, they had even better prices, but a lot of people just kind of shied away from the website. So this is what Chris was just talking about, the EcoFlow Delta 2 with the LifePo 4. He snagged it for $479. That's what the price is right now. So that's a really good, for me, that's just it's a banger, bro. This shit's a banger. It's probably not my favorite for portability from them. The unit that's running this entire desk as we speak, like it's running my entire desk right now. This whole live stream is being run by the EcoFlow River 2. It's sitting under my desk. I'm kicking it right now as we speak. And if I were to lose power, as I mentioned yesterday, this thing would kick in, because all these EcoFlows have what's called an emergency power supply. They're not as fast as an uninterruptible power supply. An uninterruptible power supply is exactly what it says. It will not be interrupted. But an emergency power supply is still really fast. It works in about 30 milliseconds. So if this desk were to lose power, as long as I still have Wi-Fi, I can keep running my mouth. So I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. This thing's $168. It was lower at Walmart earlier this week. At Walmart, this thing was $139. I don't know if it's still $139 at Walmart. Field trip. Let's look it up real quick. But I would say this is not a buy it now price for this item. Well, it can be if you see fit. Yeah, it's still $139 at Walmart. And I don't make affiliate sales from Walmart, but I do want to save you money. I'll throw this link in the description. Or I'll throw it in the chat. This power station. Oh, actually, that comment is too long. Hold on, I can't throw it in. Well, Google. If you Google this power station, or can I put it in this chat? Let's try it out. No, it didn't let me do it. Anyway, if you Google this power station, go to Walmart, you'll save more money. So if you feel more comfortable with buying it on Amazon because of the return process, then buy it on Amazon. But this, we can clearly see right here on the screen that this is sold by EcoFlow. So it's not some third-party sketchy company. So if it were my money, guys, just kind of keeping it real with you, if it were my money, I would just buy it on Walmart and leave it at that. But this thing is great. This thing is great. So yeah, this thing is freaking fantastic. Let me know what else you guys kind of snagged up before we jump into some of these last minute deals. We see the real big score was, hold on, wait. Limited time deal, Husky Liners underseat storage box, fit the 2004 through 2008. See, I used to have these underseat liner boxes, and I now have two 10-inch subwoofers underneath my rear seat. So I ended up giving the liner boxes to a buddy. But they were great. Other than if, I had to give them up, but they were fantastic. So All right, so let's just jump into some other deals real quick that are still available that you guys might want to look into, and some things that I think that might be worth it. First off, this is still available. If you haven't got this and you really want a Leatherman, this is it. The Leatherman Wave Plus is normally $119 by itself. So the Leatherman Wave Plus, normally $119 by itself. Right now on Amazon, they are giving the Leatherman Wave Plus the bit extender, and this is the new bit extender that has a bit of magnetic suction for the bits itself, for lack of a better term, which makes the bits hold a little bit better. The bit kit, which these, admittedly, Leatherman's bits are pretty soft with a hard T. Leatherman's bits are soft with a hard T. But if you're not an HVAC or electrician or hard using these things, these bits will last you for a long time. Plus, you get the sheath, the pouch, and you get the multi-tool for $119. This is the price of the Leatherman by itself. This is a buy it now price, 25-year warranty. My complaints with the Leatherman Wave stayed the same. I don't like the security bits. I don't like that you can't access all the tools while the tool is closed, etc., etc., etc. But it doesn't matter. Everything I just mentioned doesn't effing matter, bro. Because as much as I may say about that, this is my normal tool that I use, the Leatherman Free P4. And this thing, it was on sale yesterday for $104. I can access every tool while it's closed. It's my favorite part of this tool itself. And why, the Wave Plus, you have to open it to access those tools. But this is $149 full price, and it's discontinued. Leatherman has discontinued the Free P4. The Wave Plus is still being manufactured, and it is about, let's call it 15% cheaper. I don't know. I'm throwing out numbers. Probably got that in the math wrong. But for me personally, that would be the first thing I would look at. So if you're interested in getting that type of stuff, you may want to snag that up while you still can. Hey, I want to talk about some stuff that I thought was real, was very bold of some of these folks. He said, if my power goes out, my Wi-Fi does too. Not in this house. I took my advice from yesterday, and my router and my Wi-Fi are both on EcoFlow power stations. So as long as fiber is still coming into my house from the street, which it's fiber, then I'm going to be fine. But normally, you're right. Under normal circumstances, yeah. Under normal circumstances, I would lose Wi-Fi. Now everyone in the house is going to be assed out because I don't have enough EcoFlows to go around for everybody. So there's one on my there's one on the router in the actual modem, and there's a few of them here in the man cave, and that's kind of it. I got a few other ones laying around. I thought this was weird. This looks like a Big Papa, does it not? This is a clone. This is not a counterfeit. This is a clone. Those are two different things. Counterfeit is when somebody's trying to sell themselves to be the actual item. Who makes these things again? Is that Notorious EDC? Somebody put in chat who makes these things. Who makes these things? Is it Notorious EDC? Well, this is the EDC pry bar bottle opener titanium pry bar tool. This looks just like the Big Papa that I see all over the place. 61 millimeters by 33 millimeters. I think it's a little bit smaller than the actual one. That's why it could be a clone instead of a counterfeit. It is made of a TC4 titanium alloy body, so it's not it's not aerospace titanium grade. But if you're trying to get one of these things, you want it for the looks, you want it as a bottle cap lifter, there you go. You can get it in the dazzling color. You can get it in the fake autumn or the PEI color, or you can get it in gray, whichever one suits your fancy. They're 20% off, $39. So I took a look at the pricing before. They have gone down to $37 before in the past, so this is not necessarily something where you need to freaking go blow your panties off and go buy this right now. But if you've been wanting to pick one up, this specific color has never been this cheap. Well, no, it was $44. So the dazzling color has never been $42. So if that's something you might be interested in, here's somebody that he says they're smaller than the original. The Notorious EDC says, okay, got you. So they're smaller than the original, but it's still a great alternative. I decided to get both after being impressed by the quality for the one. I think they're worth getting if you haven't been able to get the original. The one in the picture is the Big Papa, which is the original version. So he has a picture of a real one, which is the one at the very top that has the Notorious EDC logo. And then if you were really to look hard, I bet you can find some differences. Like the eyebrows look different, right? But I mean, if you were just like, you have one life to live and you're just like, F it, bro, I'm going for it, then okay, this might be something you might want to pick up. If they were trying to be counterfeits, I wouldn't advocate for it, but hey, it's a clone. At the end of the day, you know, the first person that came up with the first pencil ever, I'm very sure when someone cloned his #2 pencil, he was butthurt about it, but that day has come. So there you go. If that might be something that you might want to pick up as well. Let's talk about the Woobin X2. Let me tell you something. The Woobin X2, I have this love-hate relationship with it. Okay, first off, I have it in this copper color, $126. I think it's cheaper right now on Woobin's website, but let me just tell you what I did with the copper color, which made me fall in love with it so much. So I took the Woobin X2 and I force patinaed it. I think, what is that called? Liver or sulfur? I bought some liver or sulfur. I put it in some I think it was vinegar, if I'm not mistaken, or it was water, I can't remember. And I force patinaed this thing to make it look aged on purpose. It's super heavy copper. It has 6 different light modes, 1800 max lumens. It's just a floodlight, high CRI, you know, all that stuff is great. I love the fact that I was able to literally soak this in water and it didn't damage. So it does have an IP rating of some type. I left it in water for quite a while and this thing looks freaking fantastic. Now you see what it used to look like. I didn't want to wait for a year to have to patina this thing. Slowly but surely, I think it might be cheaper on their website. We'll take a look at that. But if you want to just get it in like the black color, it is $70. That is 20% off. Then there's a clickable coupon to get you an additional 10% off. That's $7 more off of this thing. And then you get all these other ways to bundle, buy other stuff. You know, if you buy some other Woobin items, you might be able to get it even cheaper. I like the X2. I quite enjoy the X2. Good trip. Let's see. Let's see if we can go to their website real quick and see how much the X2 is currently. So they have a Prime Day kickoff sale going on. So if you use the code WUB20, they give you 20% off. I think regular priced items. So is this the X2 right here? Oh, hold up. Okay, so they have the X2 on their website for even cheaper. So the X2 on their website, instead of $70, it's $56. So I think on Amazon it was 70 minus 7. That was what, 63, right? So this is already cheaper. How much is the copper version? 109. This is cheaper as well. Let's try to add it to the cart and let's see if we can use that code. Let me see if we can use that code. Let me see something real quick. Okay, let's try to use this code Woobin20, see if it works. Because if I can buy it for 56, yep, there you go. Never mind, don't buy it on Amazon, guys. If you want the Woobin X2, you want to go to you're going to want to go to their website and use the code. Yeah, I'll pin this in here for you. You're going to want to go to their website, use the code Woobin20 and just get this thing directly, because it just doesn't. After seeing this, see, I like doing this stuff live and live in color with y'all. After seeing this, it makes a lot more sense. If you're interested in the X2, this is the way to go. $44. Yeah, that's way cheaper than you can get it on Amazon. But there you go. So we did some live research for you, but I like the X2. It might be something that you may want to check out as well. I like other Woobin flashlights as well, but they're on sale pretty often. But the sale on their website cannot be touched right now. Like, it cannot be touched right now. So that might be something that you may want to check out. Now, let me see what else, some other things that y'all picked up. Notorious EDC makes the Big Papa. Yep. Okay. So y'all both confirmed that. I appreciate that. Snag the Woobin X3 and the F5, as well as the Leatherman Free P4. Joshua came through with some W's, bro. Joshua came through with some W's. The X3, which is in my drawer, I need to carry that thing more. The F5, which is literally on my toolbox. Have your items arrived yet, Joshua, or are they still in the mail? Let me tell you something. I love the F5. The F5 is my go-to. Babe, go in the garage and find this item. The wife sends me in the garage to find some crap. Yeah, I'm grabbing I'm grabbing the F5. And listen, Joshua, if you feel like it, and if you find yourself as a handy person, I would, after you carry your free P4 for a while, I would modify it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I would modify it, because what I did was I took the free P4 and I took out some tools that the box cutter. So one side has this is a box scraper or box opener, and this is a Phillips head. Then the other side has like a bunch of redundant tools on the side. And so you have to sacrifice those tools, but you can go on eBay and you can buy a bit driver and you can install it into your free P4 and have a bit driver. And it's a 1/4 size bit driver instead of Leatherman's bits. And you can also use the 4mm bit driver there as well. So it's like a dual usage, and it still uses the locking mechanism for the free P4. Like it's locked right there. So yeah, I would go onto eBay, and if I can find that listing for you, I'll try to link that up for you as well, man, because that was just a matter of fact. I'll look for it real quick. Field trip. eBay. Let's go to eBay. Let me log into my purchases. Man, they always make this. Do I do a buy again? Is that what I gotta do? Okay, then I go here. Okay, so all right, so you come here and you buy the Type D. It's the 4mm 6.3mm holder. It's a dual holder, and when you install this thing, it goes right into free P4. So that'll be what you throw in there. Let me throw this in there, and if you throw it in your maybe throw it in your eBay. Just keep your eye on it. Maybe you will buy it, maybe you won't, and just kind of go from there, bro. I really enjoyed this thing. Oh, you already got it. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Hey, next thing I want to talk about is the Nicor EDC 27. So listen, Nicor sent me an email today, and they say, hey X, we appreciate you featuring the Nicor, this M2. I guess they were watching my live streams yesterday. They're like, we appreciate you featuring the MT2A Pro. Who sent it to you? And I was like, no one sent it to me. I bought the shit. If you would have emailed me faster, I would have let you send it to me, because I've been scoping this shit out for a year. But they were like, well, hey, nonetheless, we appreciate you sending it out. They were like, but we keep hearing you talk about the Nicor EDC 27, and you know that we have a new version. I said, oh, I definitely know that you have a new version with the I guess you changed the LEDs a little bit. So that leads me to believe that they're going to be blowing out the older version, because this new version has let's bring this in here so you can see it. The new version is the EDC 27. Full price is $89, just like the night it should be. The UHI, you can see the even a little bit different label on the front of it. I guess they changed I don't know the exact spec changes, but one thing that jumps out at me immediately is the max lumens. This one can get 3100 max lumens. The old one can do 3000 max lumens, which was already OD. I guess whatever changes they made are with the are gonna have to do with the pocket clip and the LEDs and the actual flashlight. So they asked, could they send it to me? I said, sure. I don't know if I'll do a review. Did you change the battery? Like, what's different about it? And so I can tell that they did change the LEDs in it. They did this for the EDC 25 and they did this for the EDC 27. But because of that, they were willing to put the original EDC 27 on the specials for Amazon. And let me tell you, this is a great deal at $71.96. This price would not drop below $80. It just wouldn't do it. If you go to Nicor's website, use code 10 off or MarineX, you get 10% off. That always gets you around like $80, right? It gets you around $80 bucks, but I couldn't get $71, and I like the Nicor EDC 27. It's freaking fantastic. And I love the fact that it does have this LED screen on the front. And when the LED screen lets you know what lumens that you're in, and so it tells you how many hours that mode is going to get you if you stay on that screen or whatever. So I just went to 200 lumens. I just went to 1000 lumens. I just went to 15 lumens, and 15 lumens will last me 33 hours, which is a significantly long time, right? And then there's the 3000 lumens, which when I hold 3000 lumens, it does a turbo mode. It has a countdown meter. So right now I'm doing 3000 lumens on my desk, and my desk is probably burning up. But after that timer, it steps down to, I think, 1250 lumens. So this thing has been fantastic. I love it a lot. I think it's great. So when they asked to send me the new one, I thought that would be an interesting find, an interesting thing. But that means that you can get the OG for $71.96. Now you're saying that you think that they changed the throw on there. Okay, that might make some sense. So it might have a further throw, which I never really complained about the throw. Sometimes these companies make subtle changes, and I don't know who the changes are for, because for when you call something the EDC, which is everyday carry, people who do EDC, in my opinion, don't need more than 300 lumens. Like when it, excuse me, other than somebody that's in security, or maybe you need to illuminate a tree line while you're walking a dog to see if you see a bobcat or something like that, to see if you see a fox or a coyote. When do you need more than 300 lumens? Oh, I love this song. I don't want to have to turn it up. I love this song. But when do you need more? So, you know, they made those subtle changes. I think it's a good deal. Let's check the price history on this real quick. It's like I said, this thing kind of just stays. Have you downloaded the Honey app? Have you downloaded the Honey app? This is the Honey app, is what I use. The Honey app is what popped up on my screen, and it tells me the price history. You can't really see it. It's on the right side, and it tells me this is the lowest price it's ever been. And also when I go down here, it tells me the price history on Amazon. And so I can clearly see that this thing is banging out at a really good price right now. This is going to end in a few hours. This is something I highly recommend. I'll get the new one. I'll compare them. But I don't know if I'm going to be like, hey guys, you made a mistake. You should have got the new one. I just don't know if I'm going to say that, because they look so similar. The features look similar. Oh, another thing I do know, I saw someone on, excuse me, on YouTube say that the buttons are better. So you see this guy with the glove on, they say the buttons are better. I don't know if that's true or not, but I didn't have any issues with this, so we shall see. You know what I'm saying? We shall see how that goes overall. Chris says might be unpopular opinion, but I have the Gerber center drive versus, wow. You know what? That's not an unpopular opinion. That's like you're almost spitting facts. We can't say it's subjective, Chris. You're right. But I know someone that uses it a lot. One of my moderators, Chris, he uses Gerber's armbar drives, center drives. They are more ergonomic if you're driving if you are putting fasteners in walls or fasteners into equipment, or you're constantly taking like the grate off of an HVAC unit and putting it back on and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the Gerber's drivers are way better. But you know what Gerber stuff is not better? A lot of everything else. The knives don't keep a working edge as long. The scissors are complete shit on Gerber multi-tools. They've like actually kind of hurt your fingers a little bit. It's kind of like, you know, it's a little bit different. Chris says, do you have to cut anything out to get it to fit? No, you don't. You don't. So in the Free P4 itself, there are, and I was going to do a video on it, but Max Level EDC has several videos on how to modify these things. And I was just like, I literally followed his video. I literally followed his video, bro. In the Free P4, you can't see them, but there are washers inside of there, like little tiny little, little baby Jesus 6 pound 8 ounce washers in there that you can't see. And you just have to determine how many washers you're going to keep and how many you're going to scrap, because when you put this tool in there, in order for it to open properly and smoothly, you have to put the appropriate number of washers back inside. And when you buy this, the seller sends you a few washers, but then the tool already has washers in it. So you may decide, I'm going to keep 4 washers, 2 on each side. It opens nice and smooth. Or you may decide, I need 6 washers or whatever. You just kind of have to play around with it, and you kind of see how it works out. Q colon in front of your stuff will help me see your questions a little bit easier. Says, yeah, but if you put a Q colon in front of your question or your comment, it will help me see it a little bit easier. Like Tater Dom says, cheers and hey everyone, appreciate that. Q colon helps me out, and I do appreciate that as well. Let's jump into this next one. No, new one gets even more. Okay, I got you. So we saw that comment. Let's jump into, so as I mentioned earlier, guys, okay, I mentioned this earlier, but I do believe that the Nitecore M2 2A Pro is, for me, I'm excited to use it. It doesn't have the capabilities as the EDC 27. Nope. EDC 27 gets 3,000 lumens. It has a bigger battery in the EDC 27. Arguably, I would say that the screen is nicer. However, this is half the price at $35. And the shape, I think, is more permissible to slip in different areas. Like, I'm going to keep this flashlight in this little pouch right here, my nutsack leather admin pouch, and this has like Molly webbing in it, and it's just going to be a lot easier to get this thing in and out. And I was excited about it. Shout out to Gideon's Tactical. He helped me jump off the bridge and actually make this purchase, bro. This thing at $35.96 is a steal. It has not been this price since it came out. Checking the price history right here, it just always stays at $45. Just like constantly 45, 45, 45. Even if we back this thing out for a year, let's just see. Oh, there we go. It dropped down to $35 in April. And is that used? No, it was $35 in April, and it was $35 February 15th. Yeah, I don't know. That wasn't even April. That was March 30th. I don't want to roll the dice on that. I'm not rolling the dice on that. When this thing drops down to this price, I'm snagging it. And that's what I did. I'm happy with my purchase. So that's what I decided to do. This is also eligible for the buy 2 or more, save 3%, whatever. If you decided to do that, you can save even more money, but this was a good snag for me as well. Now, I decided that I want to kind of pull the trigger on grabbing myself a fountain pen, but I wanted to talk to you guys about it first because, man, let me tell you something. I don't know how I feel about a fountain pen. I'm so used to either ball or fine or whatever, space, the Fisher space pen and all the other type of stuff. I mean, but here's one that's normally $19.98. This thing has fantastic ratings, and it doesn't include ink. So if I buy it, I got to load the ink up and all the other crap, but it looks pretty good, man. A little aluminum, short snub nose, extra fine tip, Forest Mountain ink. Is this something that will be worth it for me to dip if I'm trying to pop my cherry when it comes to pause, if I'm trying to pop the cherry when it comes to getting into the game of fountain pens, is this something that might be worth it? I don't know. So I decided to kind of highlight this. Let me know what your thoughts are. I don't really want to spend a ton of money on it. I love the way this looks, especially the green. And here's the thing, I write every single day. Mrs. X bought me a fountain pen a couple of years ago. It was, listen, bless her heart, love you, Mrs. X. The pen itself, the ergonomics were so shitty. And it leaked ink. I think I still have the ink in a drawer, but the pen is it's RIP rip to the pen, okay? But I'm highly interested in getting this thing in. So I wanted to highlight this thing. If you're already into that type of sauce, save 20% for $15.98. Might be something worth picking up. Charles says if this doesn't work out, then you can definitely get a job with QVC. Bro, I got ugly ass hands, bro. I can't tell them you QVC, bro. Hey, there's nothing super special about this, man. I just wanted to highlight this for you. The Streamlight micro stream deal fell off. It came and then it fell off and then it came again. And so I was like, the micro stream went away. And I was like, what can I show the people now the micro stream is gone? Well, the i3T is something I can show. I also have an i5T. We'll talk about that here in a second. Listen, there's nothing that's going to blow your socks off about this. 180 lumens. This is a decent flashlight to keep in your kitchen junk drawer, keeping your weak side pocket. You can use it to look under the couch to find some shit. Be the hero for that moment. If you want to save a little bit more money, get this ugly ass blue. It's not really that ugly, but you can get the Pinwheel Blue. It's even cheaper, $14.38. So it uses a AAA battery. If it were me, I would throw some rechargeable AAAs in there, recharge those whenever I see fit. You know what I'm saying? So that might be something that you might want to look into as well. That might be something you want to look into as well. Mikey Daily Carry, what up, man? You had that baby yet or what? Hopefully you're having a good time. It says it's not friendly for he because Mikey Daily Carry is a lefty. He even has a CR. I think you have a CRK that's left-handed too, right? I think he has a Chris Reeve knife that's left-handed. I didn't even know that Chris Reeve made wrong-handed knives. Drinking a Ghost orange cream pause energy drink, man. I didn't even know that Chris Reeve made wrong-handed knives. Hey, thanks for kicking the door, man. Is it not a requirement that you must wear a top hat if you're gonna have a fountain pen? Mr. Phil, bro, you must. You got me, bro. You right. Bat Mike says, out of every deal you have seen, what's your best one in my opinion, bro? That's so hard. I mean, if you're about to kick me off a cliff, like, you know what I'm saying, Spartan 300, like Leonidas style, and you're like, X, I'm going to kick you off this cliff, Leonidas style. Which one is the best deal for you? Which one did you snatch up the most? For me personally, it had to be that door that I bought. But if you're talking about EDC, but you're talking about the deal that I got for myself personally, it was the door that I bought. It was $500 off. You know what I'm saying? It was $500 off. It was normally $1,800. I got it for $300. Now I'm gonna have to play carpenter and install the shit myself. Literally, I literally have to drill the door holes and figure out the shim. I have to build a wall for it. It's a door that we have a formal living room in our house, and we want to close it off. And we've already had it inspected. We are allowed to do it, and I'm gonna do the shit myself because it's just to build a wall, install a door. What can go wrong? What can go wrong? So that was a good deal for me. But when it comes to EDC stuff, bro, I would say one of those Leatherman deals, you know, like I would have to say one of those Leatherman deals had to be the best. Whether it was a Leatherman Free P4 at $104, never been that cheap, or if it was the Leatherman Wave Plus at $119. I mean, me personally, I think that these are great deals, especially if you already own a very inexpensive multi-tool. Maybe you have a Work Pro, maybe you have one from like Brivery or whatever the name of those damn companies are, and you're like, oh, I like these things, but it's not as robust as I want it to be, or the warranty really sucks, or I wish the pliers were better, or I wish I can replace the wire cutters or whatever. Then this might be a deal for you to step up. If you don't own any, I wouldn't buy this. If you don't own a multi-tool and you don't even know if you're gonna like carrying a multi-tool, I wouldn't buy this. Just me personally. Like for me personally, my Leatherman my Leatherman Free P4 doesn't leave with me every time I leave the house. My main EDC leaves with me when I leave the house. You know, so if I need to take this with me, it's gonna be rocking out all the time. My main EDC right now is the Daily Carry Code bit drive. Hold on, let me zoom out a little bit. Is the Daily Carry Code wallet. It has the Benchmade bailout on one side, and it has the Ace Beam Pocket Light AA on the other side, which is fantastic. I like this because I can just throw it in the pocket and be ready to rock and roll. Even though my bailout is almost ready to get it needs a sharpening soon. I can almost kind of tell. The M4 has a good toughness on it, but it is it definitely is going to need I'm probably sending it to Benchmade though. I will say this, last knife I sent to Benchmade was gone for 3 weeks, and I get it free sharpening and everything, but I'm like, god damn, 3 weeks, bro. I might have to just do the shit myself. I already own a sharpener, so we may do this stuff myself for that. But so yeah, it's hard to justify buying a multi-tool if you don't rock a multi-tool every day. But that's a good question. Fountain pens seem to be a goofy mess. Why, my brother, when we have bald? Hey, listen, that's the thing. And here's the thing, Evo, is the way that I write slower than I think. I type slower than I think. So I skip words a lot when I type. I skip words a lot when I write. And I have to like reread my stuff a lot. And when I reread my writing, I tend to drag my hand over what I just wrote. And fountain pens don't dry that fast, right? Am I going to be smearing ink all over the place? Is that going to be a possibility? Like this here has some notes on it. And if I'm like, oh, I don't like that. I need to rewrite this. I need to rewrite that. It's like, am I going to be smearing ink all over the goddamn place? I don't know. It's just something to think about, right? Let's see. CRK is the shit. Man, let me tell you something. If I get one gifted to me, I will probably rock with it, Nathan. But man, oh man, baby is here. Team No Sleep. Man, oh man. Hey, listen. I got 5 kids, bro. I was telling Mrs. X the other day, I was like, can you believe that we have been changing diapers? By the time we're done potty training this last one, we will be changing diapers for 5 years straight. We had our son in 2021, and my daughter just turned 1 recently. I don't see her being potty trained for like another year and a half. We are going to be literally changing diapers for a long effing time. I blame my wife. Bro. Like it's 100% her fault, because I told her, I was like, listen, there is a reason that we keep pumping out these kids. There's a reason why I had to get snipped. I blame Mrs. X. Put attaboy in the chat. I blame Mrs. X why we got all these goddamn kids. Okay, we're done with them though, because this whole circus of changing tons and tons and tons of kids. Put attaboy in the chat. Put googly eyes in the chat, because it be like that sometimes, bro. And I'm done with it. I'm done with it. We just too many goddamn diapers for me. There's too many diapers for me. So we're gonna shut that down. But hopefully you can get some sleep soon. Says yes, I got my 3 CRK wrong-handed now. I also caved and went for the arc and configured it to be lefty as well. Yeah, I guess you can change that pocket clip around. That would make sense, right? Field trip. Let me see. Do we have any specials going on base? Listen, if you're a veteran, let's just do a quick detour and talk about some stuff that might be available for the base as well. So when you go to the base, go to shopmyexchange.com. If you're a veteran, shopmyexchange.com. Let's see if we can find some specials as well. Everybody's trying to match Prime Day deals. This includes the base. We're going to talk to my vets and my active duty members and my military spouses for a second. There are some deals going on in the knife area that I talked about yesterday. They still exist. I'm going to log in. Let's just see who we're working with. So you go to shopmyexchange.com, you give them your birthday, you give them the day that you got out the military, and you give them your name, obviously. They can coordinate and they can figure out that you were in the military, and boom, you have an account. I have an account. Here's my account. So they got some deals going on. Some of the deals have disappeared. Okay. They only got 3 left. When I checked this yesterday, they had like 10 deals. They got 3 left. If you want to get the mini Benchmade Mini Osborne with the carbon fiber scales, it's normally $340. They dropped that down to $185. If you want to get the Benchmade Bug Out, this is the OG Bug Out. It's normally $135. It's $94.50 on base right now. The Baron Sun, who's buying that thing? I guess if you want the Baron Sun, it's normally $46. It's down to $13.97. And then the mini Bug Out is not on sale per se, but they have slashed the price. Normally $140 is $99. It's actually more expensive than the regular Bug Out. So, you know, now I will say this: they had the Benchmade Adamas for $146 yesterday. That deal went away. It jumped back up to $224. So just kind of keep your eye out. If you are a vet, if you're currently active duty, shopmyexchange.com. This is where I go to buy a lot of crap. If I don't want to spend it, because the thing is, this is tax free, and if you spend more than $50, it's free shipping. So, I mean, if you didn't know that you had base access for shopping, now you know. Thank me later. They also have new stuff that you can check out as well. So Benchmade just dropped a buttload of knives and stuff. They released those knives on base as well. And when they release those knives on base, they release them normally cheaper. So like the 710 just dropped 2 weeks ago from Benchmade. It is on base. It's sold out, but they will restock it. And you can get the 710 from Benchmade. I don't know if, is this a recurve? I don't know if I like that. I'm gonna have to, if I were to own this, I would have to send it back to Benchmade to get it sharpened. I would have to send it back to Benchmade to get it sharpened, because I'm personally not going to go through the headache of trying to deal with that. But it still has, this is the new axis lock. So Benchmade is starting to tweak their axis lock. They just came out with the North Fork, a new North Fork, and they just came out with the 710, where they're starting to tweak their axis lock, and they're trying to compete because they invented the axis lock. But let me tell you something, other companies are starting to freaking steal their lunch, like Vodsteed and Kaiser. Vodsteed and Kaiser's version of the axis lock, of the crossbar lock, is disgusting. This shit is fantastic. So Benchmade had to step it up a little bit and kind of make a couple of changes for it. I know they dropped a new North Fork as well. They dropped a new Steep Country. The Steep Country was orange for years and years and years. They just dropped the Steep Country in this green colorway like 2 months ago, I think. This is on base as well if you want to snatch this thing up. So just some things that kind of highlight, and this is also cheaper. Everywhere else you're going to spend like $160 on this knife. So just things to highlight, things to talk about as well. Now jumping back over here, the Olight Javelot, I did a review on this, and I normally don't do single reviews on flashlights, not very often, but this thing, let me tell you something. This thing kind of it did impress me. It has a fantastic throw. A fantastic throw, bro. So I bought one of those little, what are them little wheel things? Like, imagine, like you've seen them on like freaking, you know, somebody gets their life taken away. You see the police officer, he pulls out the little wheel thing and he measures the scene of the crime and he takes the measurement, or maybe a guy's measuring the size of your pool. What are them little things called? It's a little wheel thing. I bought one of those things, right? And it measures how many feet away from a distance. I wanted to test some flashlights, and I've tested from my driveway to the tree line from my house is 470 feet. And I've tested several flashlights to see could they illuminate 470 feet. Oh, the Javelot just made it its bitch. It just freaking laughed at it. Okay, so I will say that I'm a big fan of this thing. I will say that I've been testing this thing out. It sits in my truck. It lives in my truck. And the thing I don't like about it is its sheath. The thing I like about it, and Ryan, I see you said you snagged it as well. The sheath is the thing I don't like about it. When you flip it upside down, it will fall out of its sheath. Have you noticed that, Ryan? You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, that's the only complaint I have about it. I love that it charges with USB Type-C instead of their stupid ass proprietary charger. That means when I'm in my truck, if it's dead, I can just charge it while I'm driving. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like that sometimes. I also like that you can buy the kit and attach it to your rails of your boomstick. You have to, that's a separate purchase. The rail and the actual remote switch are separate purchases, but I like the fact that I can slap this on my AR if I want to. That makes it life a lot easier as well. When they released this thing, they did have it on a special for like $74, but it has not been $74. Let me check the pricing on this. So it dropped to 78. Let's go to all-time pricing. So it's always been 104 on Amazon. I know for a fact on their website it was like 74. Oh yeah, Jay, the magnet is, oh yeah, that's another thing. Jay, good point. Good point. The magnet is shitty too. The magnet is shitty too. I think I showed that in my review video. The magnet's not as strong as the Seeker series. The Seeker series magnet is much stronger, and the sheath is not that great. But other than that, it has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. It has a fantastic throw. Listen, I can't stop stroking the ego of the Javelot other than those things as well. So I like those things as well. So you can definitely use it without the sheath because of the pocket clip. But there you go. Normally $104. It is 78, 74, 25% off. That deal will expire in about 3 hours and 18 minutes. I would snag that if you see fit. We talked about these wax canvas bags as well. I'm going to mention these one more time because normally $9.99. You can get these things for $7.98, 20% off. Oh, it's about to rain. I heard thunder. All right. We might lose power. We might get to test out. We might get to test out my theory. But yeah, so we got that as well. So that's something that I think was pretty interesting here. Look guys, okay, look, there's two different things I wear when I go to the range. I like over the ear muffs. Some people like in ear earbuds or ear muffs or whatever when it comes to them going to the range. These have dropped from $79.99 to $38.93. I already own a pair of these walkers. I'm in like this high yellow color. Because of the color, I almost bought them in green. I was like, God damn, mine is so bright. When I'm at the range, I look like a nerd. I'm not gonna lie to you. And the only other thing I don't like about these is it has like Velcro on the this has like loop paneling on the strap, on the headband itself. and I have locks. Sometimes my hair gets stuck in there, but this is like a me problem. Very confident you'll be you may be fine. Most people will be fine. But my locks stick to Velcro. They stick to loop handling. That shit gets on my nerves. But let me check the price history on this. Look at this. This has been all over the place. So for the long time, it's been, so no one spends $78. We can just say that right now. So these things have dropped down to $35. Okay. How much are they right now? 38. So maybe they haven't been $35 since May. And if you really wanted to wait it out, they dropped down to $31 April 25th. So my advice for you is, if you need a pair, buy them. If you don't, wait it out. Maybe they'll drop down to 35. Yeah, but you know, I thought that was a pretty good deal as well. They seem like they run off, 2 AA's, so you can change them on the fly. They got multiple colors. The ugly ass color I have, they've since got rid of that. So something you might want to look into as well. Look at the ratings, 4.8 stars with over 5,000 reviews. That's pretty good. Now these little packable cubes, now somebody mentioned earlier that I made them buy 5 alpaca items. Alpaca has just been just taking their pants off and just showing everybody their scrotum. Like, they just dropped their freaking penis on people's shoulders for Prime Day, bro. They are not playing around. Alpaca's trying to enter that world of premium pouches, premium bags. They're trying to get into the world of like the peak design. They've, in my opinion, they've stepped over a few companies already, and they are just kind of dominating themselves. A company that kind of reminds me of like they need to step out a little bit more is Able Carry. Like, Able Carry is one of those companies that has some decent bags, but y'all aren't making enough noise, bro. Y'all aren't making enough noise. Like, every time I see alpaca, someone is sporting it, someone's using it, and all this good stuff. And I like the quality of what the Able Carry looks like. Full disclosure, Able Carry just sent me a bag, and I don't know if I'm going to do a review over it or not. My issue with them is, and I told them this when they reached out to me, is, God, I don't hear about y'all enough. Looks like y'all got some decent bags, but they're kind of pricey, and you don't sell on Amazon, and I feel like you're not accessible. People need to see your bag in creators' hands. They need to see your bag on people's backs. I don't see that shit. So Able Carry is where Alpaca was 2 years ago. Now Alpaca is like kicking the door in with everybody, bro. They're kicking the door in with everybody. So these things are normally $45. These are $33.75. You can get cheaper off-brand ones, but I like these things for being able to throw these in your suitcase, your luggage, or you can even use these to organize your survival gear. So like if you have like, you may have some muck boots, you may want to throw, I don't know why you would throw muck boots in these things, but maybe you could. Maybe you want to throw your tactical pants, your Vertex pants, your 511 pants. You got some pants by Columbia or something like that, and you just want everything nice and neat. You can throw those in here as well, saving 25% off. You can also redeem and save by buying multiple items. So you can bundle and save that way as well. That's probably why whoever mentioned that they bought multiples earlier, that's probably why you end up doing it, because you were trying to bundle and save. But I think that was a good price as well. X, do you have a discount code for Vertex? I'm thinking of picking up the everyday fanny pack. I do. I just don't know what it is. Hey, shoot me a text, Mikey. Shoot me a text and I'll look it up for you. All right, so another one we got here is the VAR. Now, you guys know I'm on this crusade to get everybody off smartwatches by any means necessary. Mainly because I want you to be, and I want you to not be reachable every now and again, right? Every now and again, I want you to be able to just go to the store, leave your cell phone at home, and not be reachable for 15 minutes. You know, that's one of my joys about wearing a real watch, is I can't be reached every now and again. So, you know, when I come through and I'm rocking I got my Mercedes watch on today. Let me zoom in real quick, man. My little panty dropper on. I'm wearing my Mercedes Rec Spec watch, automatic movement. This thing just gets grandpa excited. I'm a big fan of it. Put the Horween leather strap on there, 20 millimeters, feels good on the wrist. But I still have my smart features with my smart ring. That's how I get my smart features. And the number one thing I hear from people is, well, I like my smartwatch because, you know, it tracks my sleep. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. So does my smart ring. Well, I like my smartwatch because, you know, I can change the colors and faces. All right, well, this can't do that, but I can disconnect from the world if I leave my phone at home. That's the number one reason I kind of like to rock out that way when getting away from my smartwatch. Now, don't get it twisted. I own a smartwatch. I own a TicWatch Pro 2020. That lets you know how long it's been since I got a smartwatch because I bought that in 2020. It still works. I use it when I cut the grass because I want to know how many steps did I take cutting the grass, even though my smart ring tracks my steps. But I like to do that as well. I also wear my smartwatch when I go rucking because although I do like to be disconnected from the world, if I'm rucking 3, 5, or 7 miles, that might take me over an hour. I can't be disconnected from my wife with 5 kids, for that long. So I wear a smartwatch so I can see my notifications whenever I'm rucking, but that's about it. Vegas Dad says Ben Roos has some good sales going on too. They do. They only have a sale going on like 2 watches right now, unless they added more. Unless they added more. I thought they only had it on 2 watches right now. But yeah, so the VAR, this is the A11 replica. This is not one of the assemble in America VARs. VAR has different categories of watches. Most of their watches are assembled in America. Some of their watches are assembled, I think, in China. This is a 36 millimeter, which is my favorite size of watch. I love small watches on my wrist. I like it a lot. What I'm wearing right now is a 40 millimeter watch, or actually, I think I'm wearing right now a 38 millimeter watch, and it's a little big for me personally. It's a little big for me personally. So I'm kind of like, do I really want to, come on, catch focus camera. Do I really want to jack with that? Hold on. Am I really trying to mess with that? I don't know. I will fix that in a second. But anyway, so for me personally, I'm a big fan of like the 38 or 36, 38 millimeter. Field trip. Let me go take a look at the size that I'm actually wearing right now. So I'm rocking the Rec Spec, and Rec Spec, I probably should have put, here we go right here. I'm rocking a white popcorn Rec Spec with a leather band, $355. What are the specs? 38 millimeters. So mine's 38 millimeters. So that's a sweet spot. Anything 40 millimeters and smaller is my favorite size for the size of my wrist. Everyone is different though. So, you might, it may be different for you specifically, which works for you. So if you have a wrist, for me, I think my wrist is 7 3/8 around last time I measured it. So if your wrist is a similar size to mine, then, you might, how yours is going to look with the watch is 40 millimeters or smaller. I'm seeing people wear more aggressively sized smart watches. They're getting ridiculously big, bro. What's up with the Apple Watch Ultra? The Samsung, what is the new Samsung watch called? Big AF? Is that what it's called? I think that's the nickname, right? The Big AF. I don't know. Me personally, I just kind of like to have a watch that kind of just fits me a little bit more. This is a reasonably priced Rec Spec. $355 for the features. I'm okay with it. It has an automatic movement, high-end materials, very good lume, etc., etc., etc. We just talked about the Olight. Now this is the Olight i5R. If I was spending the money, I showed you guys the Olight i3T for $14. I don't ever like to check anyone's pockets, right? But if you can swing it, I would spend the money and get the i5R, the i5T. The difference with the i5R and the i5T, R stands for rechargeable flashlight, and T means you have to replace the AA's. That's the only difference, okay? So I have here an i5T. I also own the i5R, and both of them, this one here has a AA that I have to physically switch out, right? So that's something that I have to think about if I want to use this flashlight. The i5R has a rechargeable flashlight you take out and you recharge the battery itself. So I like this thing. This one gets more lumens. If you use the rechargeable battery, it gets 350 lumens. That's already more than the i3T, which only can get 180. And this one here is, so you are spending about double the price, but you are getting more performance. You're getting more hours. You're getting more lumens. You're getting more throw. You're getting more and more and more. They've discontinued the green color. I haven't seen this in quite a while. I own this in green. I own it in orange. I wish they would bring back the green. I think it looks sexy AF, but that's just my opinion. You know, you might think it looks a little trashy, but all that good stuff as well. This thing is normally $35, $28. I don't know if you need to freaking drop trial and go get this now. Let's check pricing. So it's always at $35. I guarantee they had some type of, let's look at the pricing a little bit more. So December 14th, it was $28. I feel like this, has it been that long since it dropped to $28? I guess so. I mean, $28, it hasn't been this price in 7 months. This might be a buy it now price if you see fit. You can also get this blue color. The blue color is regular price. So if you want it, you're going to get it in black. Olight themselves, I don't think they're matching this pricing. So that's something that you may want to check out as well. The Timex Scout on your list is my daily wear for $30. Can't go wrong, says Mr. Phil. Bro, let me tell you something, man. That thing there is so Gucci. It's just one of those like nice, easy going type of things that you can just throw on and wear. The Timex Scout, where is that thing at? I know it's on my list. As I mentioned earlier, guys, the top pinned description has my entire list of Prime Day steals and deals and finds. The Timex Scout right here is what Mr. Phil was just mentioning. $30 out the door. Normally $38.49. Get this thing for $30. And then you're ready to rock and roll and go from there. Mike and I says that they have the sales on their website all the time. Yeah, that's, you know what? That's why I kind of felt like that price on Amazon didn't feel correct, but they have like, and here's the thing, Mike and I, is because, you know, Olight hits me up every single month, or I feel like I feel like they hit me up every single month, and they ask me, hey X, how you doing? Hope all is well. Do you want to participate in our sale this month? And I'm like, no, I'm not I'm not a part of your marketing company. What new product do you have? And they're like, oh, we have this in a new color. And a lot of times I tell them no, because I'm like, I'm not a part of your marketing company, dude. Like, I understand, you know, people like it and stuff like that, but y'all have sales every month. So I can see what you're saying, but this thing here, $30 out the door. Oh yeah, you're freaking Gucci on that. Absolutely amazing pricing on that, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's see. Oh, going back to the list overall, I've added new stuff to the list. Now there's some things that have disappeared off the list. Like earlier, I talked about the Leatherman Free P4 is gone, man. Currently unavailable. Between my listing and Max Level EDC's listing, I guarantee we sold this shit out, bro. I guarantee between my listing and Max Level EDC's listing, we sold it out. So you can still get the free P2. I think Max Level EDC likes the free P2 a little bit more when it comes to modding it. I've heard his comments about it. I think he likes it a little bit more when it comes to modding it, right? And the so 129 is, but this thing's always $129. So I don't know. This is discontinued also. So if you want to get this, the only reason I would say buy the free P2 is because if you don't buy it, it's going to be gone forever. Field trip. Let's go to leatherman.com, because I know that a lot of their free series is getting phased out. A lot of their free series is getting phased out. So on their website, they don't have any of the free P4 or free P2s anymore. They have the T4, which is not that impressive, the K4 and the K4X, which is serrated, partially serrated. If you were to go and look on their website for the free P4, they literally let you know that it's a discontinued item, because they are going full-fledged with the ARC. And I'm hoping that they're coming out with like a cheaper version of the ARC, because $229, I would never recommend you spend $229 on a multi-tool unless a multi-tool is on your belt clip every effing day. Unless it's on your belt every single day, I wouldn't recommend you spend that type of money. So something interesting to look at as well. I've added other things on here. Like I said, I've added this clone when it comes to the notorious EDC Big Papa. We talked about the pouches. Now, another thing I mentioned earlier is I'm a over the ear Bubba when it comes to my shooting materials, right? The stuff that I actually use for the range. But maybe you're in the ear type of person. Well, there you go. This is the noise canceling ear protection, but you also can play your music. Okay, guys, you can play your little jams inside of this bad boy. So they have a silent mode where you can still take phone calls and stuff like that. You can still play your music. You can use this indoors, outdoors. You can use it while you're woodworking. You can use this thing while you're using a grinder or something like that. There you go. If you're that type of bull, then you can get this thing. Normally $229. This thing's $173. I would say this is a good purchase if you're always on the range. Let's just say you're a skeet instructor. If you're a woodworker, if you're always using a grinder fixing someone's fence, or you're a DIY bull and you're grinding paint off your house or some crap like that, there you go. You should know that multi-tool FOMO doesn't work on me. Says, hey, listen, that stuff, it almost grasped me. Navs jumped into the mix as well, y'all. Navs jumped into the mix as well. I mentioned this earlier, but I wanted to bring this to your attention. This freaking mouse pad, this is the anatomy of a knife. While zoomed in, the anatomy of a knife is by Navs. It talks about the blade shapes. Let's zoom out a little bit so you can see a little bit better. But it talks about the anatomy of a knife. And I got this mouse pad last year on Prime. Mine needs to be ran through the washing machine, but that's the benefit of it. You can throw this entire thing through the wash, and you can see how it's gonna discolor from the oils from your skin. This is where I never touch, and then this is obviously where my hand is all the time, so you can kind of see what yours will look like over time. But this is just a fun little thing to have. If you don't know a lot about knives like I don't, it tells you about the blade shapes, it tells you about the lock mechanism, it tells you about the type of hardware you might have, it tells you about the maintenance and where you should actually put the knife oil and all that other type of stuff. So I thought that was a pretty good snag. They put it back on here. I like Navs. Normally $14.99. It's $11.99. I think it was like the same price last year. But actually, no, I got this in 2020. I thought I got this last year. This has been a minute. Okay, I like that. But anyway, this might be something that you may want to pop up as well. It made of polyester, nothing super to write home mom about, but there you go. Now here, this has me super interested in possibly carrying a Torx bitch driver in my EDC. You know what I'm saying? I'm super interested in this. It says, consider getting a Magpul DACA pouch. Any thoughts on those? My thoughts on that would have to be straight aesthetics because I don't own it. Do they sell that on Amazon or do I have to go to their website? Field trip. DACA pouch. Ooh, I just put dad pouch. Let's see if Amazon will correct it for me. Looks like they did. Okay. That's a window pouch, and then there's a zipper pouch. They have high ratings, Evil. Like the ratings are out of this world, bro. So I guess my first impressions would be I rely heavy on the ratings. They seem to have decent ratings. I don't know what's drawing you to this. The only thing that will make me shy away from it will be the price. The only thing it is $20 to $29. When I can get like a daily carry pouch for like $4 or something like that. Like right now they have their EDC potato pouch, which is not exactly the same, but I can get the EDC potato pouch for $9.40 and then there's a redeemable coupon that gets me 10% more off. And then there's another clickable coupon that gets me enough. So this thing is going to cost me like $7 and some change, right? Or if I want to get in an ugly ass blue, it's going to be $4.90 plus another coupon. So it's kind of like, I see what you're saying by that Magpul. But this one, I'm gonna need to throw this in there for y'all because this is actually a pretty good number for you. This one is kind of like, you know, I kind of like where this one's going. So my first impressions is the price is kind of what has me a little bit thrown off of that. Any good EDC scissors that would fit in a Maxpedition? I don't really carry scissors per se, Twisted Star. I know that if Maxpedition pouch, it depends on what size you're talking about. If you want to get some shears, SOG has their shears on a special right now, which is not dog shears. I want SOG shears. SOG has their shears right now on special. These are medical shears, and these would be, they're normally $74.99. You can get it for $46.56. This is on my list as well. This here is, they collapse down really small, so this would fit in a pouch. And So I would say I carry the Leatherman Raptor tool. This has way more features than the Leatherman Raptor tool because it has a bottle cap lifter and a knife and a, you know, slotted screwdriver and Phillips and all the other type of crap. So that would be my recommendation. This is on my list. Click the link. If you scroll through this list, somewhere on here are those scissors. Yeah, they're right here. There you go. But yeah, that would be my recommendation. I should have been more specific. The Magpul Delta Utility Organizer Compact Pouch. Okay, let me copy that comment real quick. Let me see. Edit text. Magpul multi-purpose. We're going to talk about this bit driver here in a second. Okay. Okay, now you've piqued my interest, sir. Now you've piqued my interest. This is the first time I've laid eyes on this Evil, so this is going to be what we call it a first impression, because I've never seen this before. Okay, my first thing that jumped out at me was I wish all this Molly webbing or this elastic banding inside, I wish all of them weren't the same size. I wish like these two were wider and the other two were the same or something like that, right? But I like the organization. I love how slick it looks. It looks very like, this looks like an EDC pouch you can pull out at work and you don't look like a Uber, because it doesn't have Molly on it. It's not Marpap. It's nothing crazy looking. Like I feel like this could fit in a lot of places. It has AquaGuard zippers, so this looks like it truly could be water resistant. And it does have this aesthetic about it that this is pretty big. I mean, look at that. He has a freaking mag in there. The big lighter is barely poking out. You see how that Pilot G2 is getting swallowed up by the pouch? This is a pretty big pouch, bro. I kind of like this, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. You can get it in earth color for even cheaper. Okay, let's check the pricing on this. All right, so let's see. It dropped down to $37. It looks like it's never been below $37. So my thoughts on this would be, I would go to their website, Evil. I would go to their website and see if there's a way to for you to give them your email. This is what I like to do. I'll go to these companies' websites, right? And I'll hover around the website for a little bit. And you know how sometimes the pop-up will pop up and say, give me your email, I'll give you a discount. Like that just did right there. I'll give them my email right now. And then I'll just figure out a way to see if the discount is worth it. That's what I like to do. And if I can't get it cheaper on their website, excuse me, I'll buy it on Amazon. Looking at it for 23. Oh, look at the $23 one. Okay, let me see. I don't see it. Hey, drop it in the Discord. If you're a part of the Discord, let me know if you're a part of it. That way I can make sure I'm looking at the right one. But yeah, drop it in the Discord. TheMarineX.com/Discord. If one of my mods can put the Discord in chat, I would appreciate that. If you can drop the link in Discord, and then I'll give you my thoughts. That way I'm not circling all over the map trying to find that. I would appreciate that. So we have the after you add it to car, you sometimes get an offer. Okay, that makes sense. In a day or two. Yeah, James, that's a good method as well. I go to these websites, put it in my cart, give them my email, then exit. And then what happens is these websites get abandoned cart notifications, and they have some of the abandoned cart notifications automatically send you offers to your email. Like, hey, you left this. Are you sure you don't want it? Give us your money. So everybody's a little different. This NAF's Torx bit driver, the reason that this kind of drew me in a little bit was the typo. It was a typo. They misspelled weeha. No, that wasn't it. But so this is NAF's makes great stuff. They have this bit driver, and if you like to work on small electronics, maybe you have to take a lot of stuff apart. I like the fact that it has a plated spinner aluminum head on top of this thing. I love the fact they use weeha bits, even though they misspelled it in the title. It comes with a T6, T8, which are some of the most common sizes for taking apart multi-tools and knives. It also comes with a slotted screwdriver. I don't know why they don't give you a Phillips. That would make sense if they did. And so this is something I kind of interested in. The fact that they're giving you super high quality bits, even though it's only 3 of them. Like bits, WeHop bits are freaking gods here. Normally $25, $19.99. So if you're on the go and you need to tighten your knife, this is made of aerospace grade aluminum, and it's about 4 inches long. So this might fit in a lot of your pouches and stuff like that. So I kind of like this one. I don't really like carrying too many of these things. The only other one that like truly caught my attention was the NAVs, or not the NAVs. It's a knockoff brand that just had the aesthetics for it. I think it's called the Fantasticar. The Fantasticar. This is made of, I don't know what this is made of, but it does have the spinner bit at the top, and it has this middle part where you can spin it with your index and your palm and all that type of stuff. Waiting for verification. I got you. I'll do that now. And so you can spin this and take stuff apart a lot quicker. This is the same price. Normally $25, you get $19.99. This has way more bits. It even includes the security bits, Robertson bits, some Phillips. You get the U2 bits, which you need to take apart some cell phones and stuff like that. You don't get the Y bits, which you would also need to take apart cell phones. But I mean, this is like a nice little, to keep a part of your actual maintenance area, like keep this at your desk or keep this in a certain part of your man cave or whatever to take stuff apart. I like this. So that's something that I would check out as well. Let me go to Discord and see what y'all got going on. So Discord, let's see some new folks in here. Evil right here. Let me add you. You're verified. Hotshot. You're verified. And so if you just joined, we're verifying you live. Hey, make sure you drop your your stuff in the correct area, just to kind of keep stuff from getting like super clogged up. We have a pocket dump area. Throw your pocket dumps in there. That way general chat, people can chat it up and all the other type of stuff. So we got that here. So we'll look at that. Appreciate that. Okay, so here we go. All right, so Prime Day deal. Now you've helped land the plane. You helped land the plane, sir. I appreciate that. So this is a smaller one, obviously, right? It still has that water resistant AquaGuard zippers. It still has the same aesthetics. Okay, here's the thing that immediately draws me into this. I love that these are not vertical, not horizontal. Daily Carry Co. has a pouch similar size to this, and these are horizontal, and it immediately got on my nerves because I know how I like to load these things out. And if it was horizontal, or if it was facing the other direction, I wouldn't like it. I love the fact that it has 2 slip pockets back here instead of just one, so you can put like a field note back here, maybe put a multi-tool in front of it, and then you have a large zipper over here. It would be nice if they gave you a little bit more slip, or if they gave you a pen holder in the middle. So if you like how bare bones it is, then go for it. But for me personally, it doesn't have enough organization. I would just want one more loop handle to hold a pen right there. And I like the zipper, and I like the fact that it's mesh so you can see through it, but I would say get rid of the see-through part and give me one more elastic banding, right? But what you just mentioned, using it to be able to clean your firearm, yeah, I can see that 100%. Even if you wanted to do maintenance on one of your knives or something like that. And at $23.83, the fact that you can bring this to the range, it gets rained on and you don't care about it. 'Cause I like to go to an outdoor range. I go to the M Fort Gun Range. Let me see. I go to M Fort Gun Range here in the Dallas Metro plex. And a lot of the areas that I shoot at are outdoors. So there are times when you have your kit just sitting outside and it starts pissing rain. And the thing about this range is when you buy your range pass, it's all day. So sometimes you're like, oh, it's raining. I'm just going to sit on the back of my truck and let it rain. And so if you leave your gear out and it gets rained on, excuse me, you're not going to be completely upset about it. So specifically like the rifle and pistol, everything is outdoors. And so some of the areas are covered, but there are some areas, especially the shotgun skeet area, is not covered. So what you just said, Evil, it will make me feel better to know that my items are not going to get ruined. I will buy something like that, but that's just me. That's just me. So if you're in the Dallas area, this is where I shoot. So if you're ever wondering where would you catch me at, this is where it would be at, and all that good stuff. But yeah, man, I kind of like the way that thing looks. I kind of like the way that thing's up. Let me see if we got any Q colons real quick before I make. If you put a Q colon in front of your comment, it does help me see your comment better. I don't want you to think I was ignoring it, but that's what I'm going to look for right now. So Mr. Phil says, you talked about the top hat. You talked about the Timex. With the NATO band on the Timex, you can switch out the bands quickly. I have 7 different bands. Is it 20 millimeters or is it 22 millimeters for your watch band? Any good camera straps or slings? I don't like slings or straps on my cameras. I don't. The only thing I might put on my cameras is a wrist strap, just to keep it from getting stolen from me. Like if I'm walking around with my camera as an EDC camera, I might put a wrist strap on it. So if a pickpocket tries to run by and snatch it out of my hand, he has to take part of my body and then we have to fight, right? But if I am just kind of like, you know, anything other than that, not so much. Not so much. So I don't know any good deals on those. Let me see if I miss anything else over here. I just ordered the Chavez scapegoat. Oh my God, it seems like a couple of folks snagged those things, man. You just ordered those. Okay, that's fantastic, man. Good snag. It's done not to get verified. Yeah, it's weird. You have to. So I'm not an expert at Discord, bro. I'm like so novice on it. So when I set up Discord, I have this verify area, and you're supposed to actually hit the you're supposed to hit thumbs up on this little thing up here. But for some reason, I don't know, 111 people have hit thumbs up, but some people don't do it. Maybe the directions aren't clear enough. I'll try to fix that. But what I normally do, bro, is I just come through and verify people whenever I get a little bit of time. And you can come in here. There's other people that have linked other links in here. For instance, Real Chris Brown linked this Viper Aid. Let's go check that out real quick. So you got the Viper Aid. Now this particular for me is too busy, but I would get this for $12 and throw it in a bag 100%. But I wouldn't put this in my pocket. It's a little bit too busy for me. But would I throw this in a bag when I'm traveling? Oh yeah, 100%. Have all my stuff, like say for instance I'm going out of town and I know for a fact I want to bring 2 knives with me and a torch driver, and I want to be able to do this and I want to be able to do that. I would buy something like this. Viper makes some good stuff, and look, they got a big pop in this photo. There you go. So that's not bad as well. And then we got the earmuffs, the limited time Husky liners. He talked about that. The bit driver. A knife. Let's check out this knife real quick. See, I like when y'all link this stuff in the Discord. Oh, it's not available. It got sold out. Interesting. So people snatched that thing up, right? Yeah, so that's not bad. That is not bad at all. Don't forget to get the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Do you have the link to the Discord? Yeah, it's marinex.com/discord. I'll throw the link into the chat. You can click that link. It's going to take you to the Discord. You can drop your pocket dumps. You can drop any links or any. Also, we have a buy sell trade. Someone just put Brian's Tech just posted earlier today that he's selling his Benchmade bug out. He has it in the Ranger green color, which looks freaking dope AF. So if that's something, this is a good ass photo too. He must be using a real camera. But if that's something that you might want to check out as well. So we do have buy sell trade up in this thing. Anything that has your gun related content in here, you can post that in here. He has his nutsack with his EDC 27. Wait, this is the nutsack's sling bag. He was able to get a whole he was able to get his boomstick in there. Okay, I kind of like the way that thing is looking, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kind of like the way that thing is looking. Boone in the Wild just got that knocked out and all that good stuff. And if you're a channel member, there's a channel members area where you can chat with me directly, which I'm a lot more accessible. So think about becoming a channel member. That will be something for you to check out as well. Guys, I appreciate you guys once again for kicking it with me for another live stream. You got about, not too much longer left before Prime Day is over. So you might want to check that out before you're not able to snatch up the things that you're interested in. He says, I think you would like the mini nightshade from Botsteed. Yeah, I had they sent me the nightshade in the mini. No, they didn't send me the mini. They sent me the nightshade. I loved it. It's really good for slicing fruit and shit. Ugh. Oh my God. That thing is so fantastic. So good. I gave it away. I gave it away to my bug guy. Whenever my bug guy comes to maintenance my house or whatever, I give him a knife, or I give him an energy drink, or I give him whatever. I always hook him up. Mainly because I work in a garage. My man cave's a garage. I'm in a garage right now. I literally have, knock on wood, I never have bug problems, and I'm in a garage. I eat out here sometimes. It's warm. The temperature is controlled in here. You would think that would attract bugs. No, I never have issues. So I can appreciate stuff like that. Hey guys, hit that subscribe button. If you're not a part of the battalion, I would appreciate that. If you're already part of the battalion, hey, join the Discord, man. I already put that link in there for y'all to check it out and all that good stuff. We will speak soon.